Hello, Earthlings and aliens. It's me, Altea, your art buddy, and I have some bad news. I've got some serious art block. Art block usually doesn't affect me that much. I have a ton of long-term projects that I can work on, comics for example, so usually I don't have to come up with what to draw in the moment. I just rely on my thumbnails and all of the prep work I've done in advance, so every time I sit down to draw, I have something to do. When art block does strike, it affects my motivation more than anything else. Even if I'm executing an idea, of course it still takes some creativity when I'm actually sitting down and doing the work. So when I get art block, I'm pretty much rendered useless. I can't even work on the things that I already have laid out. Today I'm going to bring you along on the process that I use to get out of art block. Every time I have art block, the first thing I do is pull out the big paper. This is my 18 by 24 inch sketchbook. I usually use it for figure drawing. It's a lot less intimidating than drawing in my usual sketchbook since there's no way I can even show these to anybody. They don't even fit in my scanner. On this huge paper, I take out big materials too. Usually I draw with a chiseled tip of a Sharpie, but today I'm using my Arteza markers. I don't really like these markers much anymore, so I don't care if I quote-unquote waste them by using them for this. The next thing I do is put on some music. I usually try to pick out something that I haven't listened to yet, so usually this means listening to an album that I haven't listened to yet, or a playlist that somebody else has made. And then I just start doodling. I let go of the pressure to be perfect or even good. My proportions are going to be off, I'm going to make mistakes, and I might not even get anything out of it, but that's okay. I actually draw in a completely different style for this. I call this my coloring book style, and I only bring it out for doodling. This helps me loosen up because it lets me dive into simple shapes and objects, and I'm not comparing it to anything that I've done recently, so I'm not going to have that, oh my god, why is this so bad? It doesn't look good at all. Why am I drawing this? Why? These doodles don't go in any particular direction. I just try to fill the paper as much as possible and draw whatever I think of along the way. Usually this ends up being around characters, animals, shapes, foods, just cute stuff. After that, I keep drawing this way, but I start to think about characters. I start drawing only people and come up with character designs before I come up with any story for them. This is all about shapes, and it's still all about getting as much as I can onto the paper. So I start to mix between the chisel tip and the fine tip, letting myself include more details, but I'm still trying to keep it blocky and loose and silly. If all is going well, then I'll take one of the characters I drew and then on the next page I'll try to flesh them out more. This still gets to be loose and imperfect with no real attention to anatomy or accuracy. At this point I start to migrate back to my usual drawing style. It's actually hard to keep up a completely different drawing style. I've actually landed on some of my real OCs using this process, and sometimes I'll focus loosely on making a character for an existing universe I'm in. Sometimes I return to these character designs and use them as inspiration for a real character that I'm going to use in something else. Right now though, I just want to have a good time. I don't have a finished product here other than just a bit of practice and the first steps towards an idea. When I do land on something that I like, I leave my sketchbook open to that page and let it marinate a bit in my art space. Now, did this cure my art block? No. But I did let some creativity flow, got somewhere I'm interested in, cobbled down some ideas, I managed to draw something, I had a good time. And tomorrow, I can do this again if I feel like it, or I can get back on the grind and work on my long-term projects. I hope this video helped you get through your art block. What do you usually do to get over art block? This is the best space to introduce new ideas, so I'm genuinely curious about how you manage this. Comment below, please. If you're interested in what happens when I don't have art block, subscribe to the rest of my channel, where I'll be sharing more draw with me's like this, as well as tutorials, art supply reviews, you know, ArtTuber stuff. And consider supporting me on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can suggest future videos. I'm gonna start opening the poll for November very soon, so I hope that you'll join me there. And that's it. All right, thank you. Illy. Bye!